what scope and so on. I think that's a fair question, and it's my understanding, and if you look in our the book that was just provided to us, the original budget, so the original scope of the project.
Which page are you on?
In the Dunwoody High School, doesn't have a page, or it's, let's say 106.
Thank you.
It actually doesn't have a page number on it, but the next one does. So the original budget was 21 million and change, and then we're looking at, should that additional money continue? Should they fund all the things that, some of which they're suggesting not? It would come under budget at 20 million. So even if they spent all of that money. So they've been good stewards of that money, and it's less than the original scope was, so they're under budget from their original scope. And then also, I don't know where the rest of the board stands on this, but I'll state that when we say we're going to give you a classroom addition and we're going to, it's sort of a soup to nuts thing there. You can't leave something less functional. You can't leave something in worse condition than before you started your project. For instance, the whiteboards. I mean, we've got teachers teaching, I guess this is maybe their second year, somebody can correct me, without a place to write a note. We have a mass comm program that is now less functional than it was before they came into the building, and so on and so forth. So, and we have baseboards not put in. We have floors that were damaged during construction. If you break it, you own it, you fix it. That's just, to me, that I don't know where my board members are, but that's certainly what I think. And so, whenever I was speaking about this with staff members at the time that were here for that project, and I'd say, well, we hadn't done this. Well, you know, I got a lot of different answers all the time, and sometimes I'd even get, yes, we did, and I'd say, well, come meet me down there, let's walk the halls, we'll show you. There are no clocks in the room, there are no whiteboards. And okay, so then you get a little leeway there. So the verification process of what has and hasn't been done is, I think, there's a big hole there. And what that taught me going through this with some previous employees was that the person answering my questions, where Mr. Drake is currently standing, appeared to me not to be the owner's advocate, which would be our advocate. I don't know, it seemed like they were always advocating for the money from the contractor standpoint, and that bothers me. And I want everybody to take some time to, when we are thinking and asking questions of our capital program staff, they're there to get the maximum per dollar for the taxpayers and the kids of this county. And if a contractor didn't put baseboards in, you know, entire swaths of the building, that's unacceptable. Call them on the phone and get them back there and put the baseboards in. Who signed off on that? Who said it was okay to leave Dunwoody High School like that? Or any high school? It's not acceptable. If you wired something and it doesn't work, that's not acceptable. And that shouldn't be additional cost. That should be on the contractor. Where's our owner's advocate? I want that fixed. And that should be fixed without a dime being expended, in my, thought process of it. I don't know who signed off. Why are they out of that building with these gaping holes? That's not acceptable. Which goes back to the question of, I think you gave a number of 120.6 million of outstanding work, and we're trying to cover that. What are we doing? How was that verified? Because going back to my verification process with capital improvement staff, when I'd say, well, what's outstanding? I'd get one answer from staff that is here. Then when I'm on site, I get an entirely different perspective that does not jive with what I was told. So if we haven't gone to every single principal and given them a line item of everything we say is outstanding that we need to spend a dime on, then we don't have a verification, and all these numbers are suspect to me. And I'm not going to vote on something I don't have really good proof on. because hasty decisions are bad decisions. We make too many of those, so that's not acceptable.